I have written a book for men around the world. This book will teach you how to achieve your goals, how to be a good masculine man that attracts feminine women, and how you can solve your life problems, including marriage and business. Check it out, you won't regret it. For more information, check pinned comment and description. Now let's start the video.
Or all the that say, have you ever thought maybe you're the problem? Have you ever shut the up? Have you ever thought that maybe you're the problem?
As a late 20s, going into my 30s, single girly, I'm fucking struggling. I am battling between, yes, girl, you're so super independent. Like, go off. Yeah, have your high standards. And then I'm struggling between, like, I need a man. I need a man. Not just any man. A good man. How are you gonna go do that? Go put yourself out there. But how does one do that? Because dating apps ain't it. They ain't it. And whenever a man flirts with me, I pull this. They say they flirt, and I'm like, Anyway, yeah, so I don't know, but it's getting really hot out here in Arizona, and people are by the pool, couples are by the pool, and they're like flirting and hanging all over each other, and it's kind of hot. And I just think back to that feeling, and that feeling is kind of unmatched. I'm not gonna lie. When you have a good connection and you're like, oh yeah, water, pool, hot, sun, tan, abs. Like, what the fuck? One night stand is out of the question. I know that, like, that's not how we're supposed to function as a society, but, like, that was so 27 of me. What is the answer here? Does your girl get lower standards? Does she keep them high forever and then just use what's in her nightstand? Or does someone eventually just pop up? You know, like, I'm struggling. This is for all of the single ladies that are struggling between staying strong, being independent, and then also just wanting it. If you're like me, I feel you.
There's been a major change in the dating world that's left many men confused. The reason? The women's independence movement. Now, before you get upset, listen to this. It seems that the push for independence has unintentionally caused a lot of loneliness among women. Think about it, focusing so much on being strong and independent might have left many women feeling isolated and single. And then there's feminism, which was once praised for promoting equality, but now it's being criticized for not delivering on its promises. It's not just about having high standards, it's also about women possessing qualities that make them attractive. But here's the problem. Women often find themselves stuck in a cycle of unrealistic expectations. Meanwhile, men are starting to realize the tough reality of traditional relationships. They're tired of being controlled, emotionally neglected, and financially drained. It's no surprise that many men are opting out of dating altogether, but there's more to consider. Let's talk about women's dating habits. Have you noticed how some women always aim for partners who are way out of their league? It's like they're gambling in a game of romance, but keep betting on the wrong choice. And what about those women who are always single? It's not because they don't have suitors. It's because they're too focused on the idea that they're the prize to be won. Here's the truth. Men aren't interested in playing that game anymore. Now, I'm not saying women should give up and stay single forever, but maybe it's time to reconsider those high standards and take an honest look at themselves. Finding love isn't about being fiercely independent. It's about being the best version of yourself and letting love happen naturally. The truth can be tough, but it needs to be said. And if you're a woman wondering why your love life feels empty, well, now you have a clue where to look for answers.
Can we please talk about the epidemic of dating in Toronto? Because the dating pool is not even a pool. It's not even a puddle. It's like a raindrop. Granted, dating apps are the absolute worst, but I feel like in Toronto, they're especially broken because I go on them and there's no normal people. Zero. Like, bring back normal people. It's either that or people have the personality of a brick wall. It's literally talking to cement. It's so, like, no personality, no brain cells, no thoughts, no charisma, nothing. Or they're just like super misogynistic and like they love Andrew Tate and they have like no thoughts of their own, or they say that they're not political, which is also like I don't know about that one, especially like given the times. And yeah, they're broken, and the dating pool is broken. It's actually, I think it's like a public health crisis at this point. It's an epidemic. So anyways, this is my little rant about the dating pool in Toronto, especially as a brown girl. It's not the best.
Let's have a serious conversation, ladies. Are you truly being honest with yourself? If you were, you wouldn't still be searching for your happily ever after. Take a moment to think about where you were in the dating world before it started to feel like the opportunities were drying up, causing men to slowly drift away. Sure, there are exceptions, but the truth is, most women need to wake up to the fact that men are reaching their limits. And believe me, this is just the beginning. Look around you. Why do you think society feels like it's on the verge of falling apart? Could it be because of the unrealistic standards you've set? Expecting a man to be 6 feet tall, have a six-pack, and earn a six-figure income? It's time to snap out of that fantasy, sweetheart. Let's get real. When some women start making a little money, they suddenly act like they're men. It's like they forget how to embrace their femininity and start demanding everything from their partners. Here's the truth. Not everyone is going to end up with that dream partner in the top 1%. So before you start blaming men for walking away, maybe it's time to take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself if you're really offering what you're asking for. Because at the end of the day, it takes two to make a relationship work, and maybe it's time for a reality check. It's high time that all women start being honest about what they bring to the table and adjust their expectations accordingly.
Where are the men? What happened?
That is a really good question.
I don't know who's to blame.
I could think of a couple possible answers in regards to who's to blame, as I'm sure we all could.
Men don't want to be men anymore.
It's not that they don't want to be men anymore. It's that they've been told over and over again by society and various other groups of people that they're full of toxic masculinity, and the traditional ways in which many men behave is no longer wanted by a large number of people.
I feel like we're around a bunch of Peter Pan. What happened to men and values and family?
What motivation do men really have to act like men when all they get in return is condemnation, criticism, and disparagement?
Taking care of their women and just being the man and the protector.
Let's not forget the large number of women out there that are constantly saying,
I don't need a man. I don't need a man for nothing.
so yeah, that's what's happened to men.
It's a sad reality that man-hating attitudes, disguised as feminism, have caused significant damage to male culture and values in Western society. Toxic feminism and man-hating often go unchecked, spreading harmful stereotypes and negative attitudes towards men. The word feminist has been twisted and distorted, losing its original meaning of advocating for gender equality. For decades, men have been constantly told that women don't need them, that women can do anything a man can do, and often better. This shift has left many men confused about their roles in relationships and society as a whole. Women have been misled into thinking they need to act like men to be successful, leading to the breakdown of traditional gender roles. So, where does that leave men? Many have chosen to withdraw from the dating scene entirely, seeking out spaces where they won't be criticized just for being men. Being single has become a refuge for men from the constant pressure and expectations placed on them in relationships. Men are looking for women who appreciate and need them, who offer unconditional love and support. Unfortunately, the dating world is full of unrealistic standards and intense competition, making it hard to find a genuine connection. In today's society, men often feel like they're under constant attack, especially in legal matters like disputes and divorce, where the law often sides with women. This imbalance of power has left many men feeling vulnerable and hesitant to commit to marriage or long-term relationships. Men crave respect more than love, but the constant criticism of men in the media and society has eroded that respect, making it difficult for men to be good husbands or partners in the West. Just one false accusation from a wife can ruin a man's life, making it hard for them to navigate relationships confidently. Overall, men are tired of being demonized and marginalized. They want to be valued and respected for who they are, without the constant fear of being vilified just for being men.
How is it that I'm like this today. Yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend!
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you? Or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special to them. We all look the freaking same. So yeah, you actually have to come with more than just your looks. You actually need a personality nowadays too. Okay, bye.
Women are definitely giving off unapproachable vibes these days. And it's not about looks or fashion. It's about what they offer in a relationship. Men aren't interested in women who rely solely on their beauty. They want someone who is confident in her femininity and can return the love and effort they put into the relationship. But what's with all the drama and chaos that seems to surround modern women? It's like they're magnets for trouble, always stirring up issues and expecting men to clean up the mess. Here's a reality check. Men want peace and calm, not a never-ending soap opera. And don't even get me started on the whole harassment and creepy label thing. These days, approaching a woman feels like walking through a minefield, with a constant fear of being labeled as some sort of predator. So is it really surprising that men are deciding to focus on themselves instead? It's time for women to take a good look in the mirror and ask themselves whether they're bringing peace or chaos into the lives of the men around them. Because if they're bringing chaos, they shouldn't be shocked when men start walking away in large numbers.
My fellow single girlies, where are you guys meeting people? I go out. I go to the grocery store. I go to the hardware store. I go to the mall. I'm out with my kid. I'm out with my friends. I go to sports games. I go to concerts. Like, I'm always out. And I'm working on being more approachable because I'm like in my bubble. And I prefaced this as a video for the girls. So if you're a guy and you're got your little thumbs ready on the keyboard, don't come for me. Don't be a troll. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. Say you're meeting them like on TikTok or like on Instagram. People are sliding into your DMs. Are you not terrified? I'm terrified. I'm so afraid that people are gonna catfish or that people are just gonna be weird. Do you know how many times I have had what appears to be a really nice guy talking to me and he proposes a first date as a hike in a forest where there is no people or cell service or even like I can't even say the word chivalry like trying to be a gentleman and saying like, you're gonna pick me up. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because then I have to give you my address and then you know where I live. I will meet you somewhere neutral. Probably paranoid, but I just feel like there's a different mentality as a woman. I am not even like up here in terms of cautious. I am like just general street smart. And like some of this is coming from stories that I've heard and some of it is coming from experience. Where are we meeting people?
All right, let's get honest and call out the real issue. The problem isn't with men, it's with women who are causing the dating scene to fall apart with their unapproachable attitudes. When you meet a woman, you're often met with a cold, indifferent vibe, like she's telling you to keep your distance. And don't even get me started on the inflated egos and sense of entitlement. These women act like they're doing you a favor just by acknowledging your existence. Here's a reality check. You're not the queen of the universe and men aren't lining up to worship you. Instead of being warm and approachable, these women are giving off vibes that scream, stay away. So it's no surprise that men are running for the hills faster than you can say, swipe left. If you're wondering why your love life feels like a barren wasteland, look no further than your own unapproachable attitude. It's time to take a good look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I the problem here? I have written a book for men around the world. This book will teach you how to achieve your goals, how to be a good masculine man that attracts feminine women, and how you can solve your life problems, including marriage and business. Check it out. You won't regret it. For more information, check pinned comment and description. Now let's start the video.